I heard that the Princess of Wales's medical records were compromised at the London clinic. Someone tried to access it. This is an unacceptable action, especially when that person is in touch with media. People consider that to be the fruit of Meghan's campaign of hate. Let us analyze it in this video, and welcome back to the Royal News 365 channel, my thirsty friends. According to Kinsey Schofield, who committed the vile act of invading Princess Catherine's privacy, may be related to a blogger, an Instagram user with 1 million followers from California who said they had contacts inside the clinic previously. Now we can see the bottom line is this feeding frenzy of TikTok and social media is now jeopardizing Catherine's safety and privacy like nothing before. We all know that the Princess of Wales and the royal family want to keep her health private. I firmly believe that the hospital used paper charts for members of the royal family. My friend worked in the medical field. She said VIP patients had their medical charts with them in their room. So, doctors and nurses would make notes in the chart and then hand it back to security or whoever was in charge. It never left the patient's room. Usually, VIP records are closed behind a firewall that only certain people have access to. That would explain how they'd be notified if someone tried to see them. The security team would be notified immediately. It would also have the individual who accessed it and which computer was used. They can see who tried to access the information. I cannot confirm whether Catherine's records are in physical form or have been entered into the system. If it's electronic, every single person who has ever accessed it is logged into the system. Anyone accessing it without reason would be in massive trouble. It's the same at places like the Internal Revenue Service. People get caught very easily when they access celebrity tax records or their ex-spouse's records, etc. It's why so few people do it, because they are caught immediately, and then the world of hurt starts after their usually impulsive act. They have steep financial fines, then they lose their job, and it will be hard to get another one at the level they had before, and then they have criminal charges, so they need a lawyer and are facing jail time, which is an even bigger financial burden. It's not worth it if there was a person who did this with Catherine's records. They are about to find out how not worth it was. I'm furious. I've been in such a tailspin about this whole harassment, and this has gone way too far. The fact that anyone believes they are entitled to see anyone else's medical records makes my blood boil. In my life, the minute I go to a doctor, the next day I get spam to my phone and my email. It drives me crazy that my data is sold immediately through some damn effin' patient portal I never wanted to join. They hold you to ransom. No portal, no treatment. And the story here is Catherine. She was constantly attacked throughout her treatment. Even when she appeared, Sugars and the paid bots had no intention of letting her go. I wondered how they could hate this gentle, hard-working woman so much. I hope Catherine's records are not breached. They're saying someone tried, which could mean someone took the opportunity to search Catherine's name in the hospital computer, setting off a security alert. It's horrible and beyond insane trying to know what's wrong with the Princess of Wales. I think most of us understand that's her private medical information. I can't imagine dealing with a serious surgery having rabid Meghan Sugars and media stalk me and try and access my medical records in the name of concern just because of sheer hatred and to show Meghan is better and more of a victim somehow. If you have been following the Prince and Princess of Wales for a long time, you will know a lot of trouble surrounding Catherine's privacy issues. Her phone was hacked 100 of times. There were voicemails related to medical appointments. Then, when she was pregnant with George, there was that terrible prank that contributed to the heartbreaking tragedy with the nurse. And now, I hope this gives people an understanding of why William and Catherine try so hard to protect their privacy and how all these unhinged, hateful conspiracy theories are so dangerous. How she is not a public property, yet also a human who has never put her foot wrong, does her service dutifully with her head held high, faces all the hatred, negativity, and bullying directly and indirectly fueled by the witch, and still smiles. My heart goes out to Catherine. She doesn't deserve this. This witch never had this level of harassment, not even close. It was all her lies and made-up stuff. And maybe the narcissist herself funded, enabled all this vile, unhinged attack on another woman through the media and cult sugar squad. When is enough? The problem is, it wouldn't be harassment because she'd be so happy to have the attention on her that she'd just think she had an awesome new entourage and roll with it. I've had to give many people a nice history video this past week as to what Catherine has endured over the last 20 years. It's telling that, in their Netflix nonsense, the footage used of actual abuse was of Diana and Catherine. Meghan was so rude and dismissive in the Oprah interview, acting like Wadey. Katie wasn't that bad. Instead, the phrase, which was plastered on public buses, and was a way for the media to taunt her for the fact she was just waiting for William to propose. They used it to belittle her as a person, and many used the fact that she is happily married with a nice family as a means to degrade and mock as well. I feel really bad that in the midst of Catherine recovering and asking that her medical privacy actually be respected, it hasn't. The Sugars wouldn't get it. They couldn't process that level of devotion. How dare they put Catherine out there to talk about Meghan being harassed, so she and Harry had to make an effort to have security, especially with Shouty Shola coming out saying how much Meghan was harassed. This is completely out of control. Meghan was not harassed. She was criticized for her own bad behavior, her hypocrisy, her never-ending lies, and it was never about race. She's a spoiled, entitled, white-passing narc brat, and the false victim narrative Meghan has constructed suits Shouty's race-baiting, spreading lies and hatred, yet now this all is crossing a line. She was hated like today because her behavior was so bizarre. Even to regular people, you've married into the biggest royal family on the planet and you're causing trouble. Like what? It was clear from day one that she never loved Harry and was only in it for herself. Some of us have been saying for years that this is because the royal family didn't shut that crazy witch down. However, you can't play nice with terrorists. We can't apply normal rules to abnormal people and situations. Narcissism is a mental illness. People seem to forget that and have come to believe narcissists just behave badly. No, they think differently too. She is literally insane. I feel angry that they continuously target the Princess of Wales, yet I believe that this plan will backfire. They are just making Catherine more sympathetic, and once this has died down, nothing will change. If anything, the royal family is going to be on high alert and more pissed than ever. Meghan consistently makes things worse for herself in an attempt to make it better. I'm looking forward to the desperate thrashings that will come from the Harkles when they realize they've just themselves even more. People turned against the media going after Catherine, so they had to change their tune. I think someone needs to start some internet drive that suggests the Princess of Wales is getting more harassed than Diana. It would drive Meghan insane. She can't overwrite that. Too many people took advantage of Catherine because they knew the world cared about her. And I heard that the photo of her that the Sun wanted to buy was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The things we want to avoid are the things Meghan craves. I hope Catherine's files haven't been accessed. If this is true, I would not want to be anywhere near Prince William right now. His rage will know no bounds, and it could have a huge impact on the relationship between the royals and the media. I can see him being pragmatic about the situation as long as the person who violated or tried to violate Catherine's privacy is struck off, and the information never actually gets published. Unfortunately, if the person got any info, it's bound to get out, in which case William will do everything to protect his wife. I just read they tried to breach her records. It immediately went to the appropriate department, which saw that someone was trying to breach the records, and stopped the breach. Let's hope they didn't get too far. No one deserves what Catherine is going through. The hypocrites defending Meghan always go overboard. These same people screeching about Meghan possibly being another tragic Diana situation, if we don't save her so badly, want Catherine to either be beaten up, cheated on, have life-threatening complications, or try to run away. They want another royal tragedy. Now their conspiracies have reopened the floodgates of the media bloodbath the Prince of Wales worked so hard to close to protect his wife. She's being hounded, investigated with a tooth comb, and her photos analyzed. She's been filmed by the public for the highest bidder, and now medical staff want to get their hands on her medical records, just for the juiciness of it all. The press and public are foaming at the mouth for another Diana, and are thrusting that role onto her son's wife. The poor woman had a major surgery. That's all. Let her rest and go at her own pace. She is a real person. Her husband, Diana's son, is a real person. You all screamed about how Meghan was entitled to her privacy just 'cause, so Catherine should be allowed her privacy after a medical event. Now if they all know something about the Prince or Princess of Wales, then come forward and speak up instead of their petty nonsense. I read some sugars were writing well now. Catherine knows what Meghan went through. Idiots. Catherine went through so much worse and has been a good human being the whole time. The Montecito Sauron unleashed her orcs, and this egregious personal violation occurred. Every last one of them is despicable. How do we defeat the Montecito Sauron? Drop her Cartier love bracelet into the volcano in Iceland. Do we have 9 people willing to undertake this mission? I hate that this is happening to Catherine, yet the silver lining is that it has demonstrated just how far out of the Prince and Princess of Wales's star orbit the duo is. Meghan will show up to the opening of an envelope, and Catherine breaks the internet with a 10-second grainy clip at the market. Try another car park pop shot or restaurant doorway, Meghan, and it will look even more pathetic than before. We're going to see Meghan's downfall, and instead of it being self-inflicted, the royal family will be coming for her. Going after Catherine while she was vulnerable will be the single greatest mistake of Meghan's life. I can't wait to see it play out. Back to Catherine's medical records. I also found out about that news and saw 2 accounts mentioned quite a lot. However, I don't want to mention it either. Anyway, my main purpose is to discuss this issue with you. I'd like to hear your opinions before delving into this topic. We know it is explicitly in the rules to not look up VIP patients. In the case of the Princess of Wales, I believe security is given even more attention. Whoever got caught snooping in Catherine's chart is in a world of trouble. I hope they make an example of this person in every way possible. They don't care about Catherine at all. What they want is to build crazy theories around her. We know enough is enough: abdominal surgery, long recovery, not cancer. The palace was trying to preserve Catherine's privacy and her need to not be embarrassed if it was hard to talk about her, and they botched it with the photoshopped image. All hell broke loose, and people are now stealing medical information, hoping to cash out on a poor woman's suffering. First of all, she has no official position or deadlines to meet. Her job revolves around service which can be done when she has had more recovery. She has 3 small kids who no doubt are very anxious about all this, and their schooling and schedules have to be undisturbed. She looks like she has lost a lot of weight due to the harrowing recovery, and probably wants to gain some more weight before being in the public eye. To all the media, please leave her alone. She has enormous stress, both physical and mental, and doesn't need this hysteria around her life. I hope whoever did this is prosecuted and harshly punished. That hospital had an unblemished reputation until today. It's hard to imagine how Catherine must be feeling right now. All this lady has ever done is serve her queen, and now king, and her country. Catherine has been targeted rabidly by the press and the internet since she became linked to William. I would not lay this Meghan's door. She desperately wishes she had this level of attention. It would prove that she is relevant and validate her victim narrative. I think this round of hysteria was instigated and accelerated by the squad. The squaddies are professional trolls and haters. What I find astounding is the pigeon from mainstream media and big press agencies. The Harkles and their trolls are useful dummies, yet there's something way bigger than them behind this. It makes me so angry that Catherine has had over 20 years of bullying from the press. They can't even leave her alone in this. One kept pulling the card and repeating her nonsense. Yet Catherine has been mercilessly bullied over this and the photo. William's been their target too for some things, yet nowhere near as much. The British press fight against tighter regulation, yet they bloody need to be. There are rules about harassment they all agree to, yet have constantly broken. William is fiercely protective of Catherine and his children after the trauma he was put through. This is what happens when the entire world witnesses zero consequences for the two dipshits. Whoever has done this believes there will be no consequences because there never are. Kensington Palace came out and defended Meghan years ago, when she got her feelings hurt by the British media. The media is on a feeding frenzy at him over Catherine, and absolutely nothing has been said by the firm. The fact remains that no one has stood up for Catherine. William can only do everything in his power. I believe he will protect his family. In fact, let's hope the intelligence services get their thumbs out of their asses and protect the future queen from the grifters. I'm not sure if Meghan is behind this, yet I'm sure the army of sugars and bots are. And if she is involved, I believe she will not be exposed. So tired of this long game. I hope the royal family, even if we have to wait for William to be in power, will utterly expose and destroy them. The fact that Meghan went on the attack during Catherine's most vulnerable state in years, they're going to take Meghan down. However, before that happens, I believe the issue of health records will continue to be discussed. I think there are many bad actors in motion right now. It could be crazed Stans. It could be some rogue newspaper reporter. It could be dark money from dark places. It could be part of the Harkle squad. It's horrendous behavior nonetheless. This insanity needs to stop. Princess Catherine's health records are private as they should be for her and everyone else. It does not affect the honor or face of the monarchy. Imagine if someone tried to access Meghan's maternity records, which would be more in the public interest, bearing in mind those children are in the line of succession, and due to the actions of Harry and Meghan. The pregnancies and births seem a little dodgy. Imagine being hunted for maternity records. Meghan knows the true story of her kids is about to break, and she wants to say Catherine didn't have to talk about her medical, why do I? It'll be a completely asinine argument when she makes it. Catherine's health issues are her own. There are specific rules about those in the line of succession being born of a royal body. What is hilarious is the Harkles love to act like they are the victims of so much bullying, and that they are constantly in danger. Yet it's Catherine who is truly experiencing it. And most of it is probably at the behest of their rabid fans. It will all backfire badly on Meghan, as her total irrelevance is highlighted by the global meltdown over the Princess of Wales, who is about to become a living legend, eclipsing almost all others. We will no longer see the headline, Meghan is the most hounded woman since Diana. And we're only the first round of abuse Catherine's going to face. When the jealousy of the attention on Catherine really sinks into that crazy narc, it's going to get uglier. I have an image in my head of these people who appear to have a rabid zombie-like thirst for destroying Catherine, Princess of Wales. It's quite frightening. However, on the bright side, it means Catherine and William will continue to be all over the news, and everyone's already forgotten about River Orchard's America. Well, if they release Catherine's private medical information, I say it is finally time to release the surrogacy kraken. Up until now, even though I want to know the truth, I still worry about the children's privacy. I also fear that the whole royal family will get blamed for covering up the surrogacy or somehow forcing the Harkles into surrogacy. However, after this, I say screw it. Show the world what hypocrites the Harkles and the Sugars are. I'm done. And then take their dirty asses off the website entirely. This has gone far enough. They need to be treated as if they are dead to the royal family. Catherine was vulnerable because the media was stirring up so much frenzy about whether she was really sick. The next step is to tempt an underpaid hospital worker to risk their job for a quick buck. The Sugars have been whinging about Catherine not being transparent about her medical information this past week, I dismissed their statements as hot air as usual. When Meghan releases all of her pregnancy and birth records, then we can talk. Until then, just shut up, sugars. Finally, I want to talk to all of you guys, my sinners. Just wait. There are going to be wild accusations, rumors, and hopefully, nothing too much as a result in Catherine becoming more legendary than she already is. Her strength and stay, William will have her back. That brings us to the end of my video. Hope you agree with my point of view. If not, please comment so we can discuss it. Don't forget to like and share the video so YouTube can recommend similar videos. And if you want to receive notifications about the latest videos, please subscribe. We will be back soon. Thank you for watching and goodbye.